Good evening, Kenyans, and we just want to do a critical analysis of Musalia Mudavadi's earthquake speech at the Bomas of Kenya. But before we do that, can you help me answer this question by Cleophas Malala? When they attended KANU's National Delegates Conference, Gideon Moi invited Raila Odinga, and Malala is saying that they did have a problem. But Malala is on record saying somewhere in Bungoma that they felt so bad that KANU invited Raila Odinga. When Wiper also held their National Delegates Conference at Kasarani Gymnasium, Wiper Party invited Raila Odinga, and Raila Odinga attended that NDC. So, according to Malala, when Kalonzo and Gideon Moi, and actually they also with Jimmy Wanjigi, walked out of that NDC in Bomas of Kenya, it was wrong because Musalia did not have a problem when they invited their friends. When they went to Bomas and realized that Musalia had also invited his friend, William Ruto, they had a problem. So guys, can you help us just puzzle that? Who do you think is wrong? Who do you think is just in this? The over 1 hour speech by Musalia Mudavadi, I think, was a dossier. It was a well-planned and well-scripted. And when I was listening to that speech, I was asking myself, and can you ask yourself, who do you think wrote that speech? Was it written by experts from ANC? Was it written personally by Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, or was it written in conjunction or in coordination with William Samoei Ruto? I want us to look at that speech critically because there are really some few elements that I pointed out there that point to the question of really whether Mudavadi's earthquake was just to try to open a charm offensive statements against Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, before I do that, if you're new to this channel, kindly take a second and subscribe, and also more importantly, go and you see at there is the notification button. Please click the notification button. When we publish any video, YouTube will notify you. More importantly, you can also engage with this channel through the comment section and just tell us, simple question, earthquake or no earthquake? According to me, the earthquake was Oka walking away from that event. And I've said in my previous video, and I can repeat, if Musalia Mudavadi knew that he was going to invite William Ruto in that event, he would have just told the rest of One Kenya Alliance to keep off. This is because there have been that speculation that William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi were working together. Let's go to Musalia Mudavadi's speech. I think one thing that was really clearly drawn out there is a direct attack on Mount Kenya Foundation. And now I understand, because I used to ask myself, why do you think Musalia Mudavadi has a bitter pill against Raila Odinga? I have opined in this channel on their past histories working together. In 2002, they were not together because Musalia worked with President Uhuru Kenyatta in KANU and he was Uhuru Kenyatta's running mate. In 2007, they worked together in the Pentagon. Musalia Mudavadi was Raila Odinga's running mate. In 2013, they fell out because they could not agree on who was going to carry the flag, who was going to be the flag bearer in ODM. So Mudavadi went it alone. In 2017, they came together. And so my question is this. Do you think Musalia Mudavadi has a problem with Raila because Raila went to handshake alone? And if you think that is his problem, if you think that is Raila betrayed him, do you think Musalia Mudavadi have not betrayed the One Kenya Alliance team when he went and made a deal with William Ruto, that is just the earthquake that he was just announcing, are behind One Kenya Alliance? So ask yourself that question. Was that not it? Now, the problem with the Mount Kenya Foundation is that I think Musalia Mudavadi is sad, is not feeling happy that they were summoned with that group and that group decided to back Raila Amolo Odinga. I remember during that speech at the Safari Park Hotel, Cyrus Jirongo mentioned to the Safari Park team that the Safari Park business community that they should not have a preferred candidate. But with all indication, they landed on Raila Odinga. Now, he has mentioned some very key issues there. And that is why I realized that at that moment, I asked myself whether he's the person who wrote that speech. Because he actually mentioned that this business community that are working with the government through public and private partnerships are the biggest burdens that the country is having, and according to him, they are not even paying taxes. Remember, this is consistent with William Ruto's narrative against these Mount Kenya billionaires, that you cannot sit somewhere in a hotel and decide who becomes the next president. Now, according to Musalia Mudavadi, that group is the group that is sinking the economy of the country. Now, that was first a direct attack on that Mount Kenya Unity Forum. Secondly, key to the speech of Musalia Mudavadi was to try to paint Jubilee government as a government that has failed. And he's taking issues with the fact that Jubilee have been in power and the public debt is at the ceiling. The public debt is at the apex. And according to him, is that there have been that issue of borrowing, but development is not seen on ground. I want to pause there and ask a question. Does that, because he's saying that, and he's now supporting William Ruto, and William Ruto is part of that government, do you think that is so honest? That is one question. And of course, that one came out, and on that matter, it was a direct attack on President Uhuru Kenyatta. Because the burdens of the government, all the evils of Jubilee government are normally in the shoulders of Uhuru Kenyatta, but not with his deputy who was with Kalonzo, who was with Musalia Mudavadi. That was also pointed out. Thirdly is the issue of Azimio la Umoja. And when he spoke about this, I saw William Ruto rose and was celebrating that when they talk about political partnerships, they cannot think about Azimio la Umoja. Pause. The reason why Musalia Mudavadi walked out of One Kenya Alliance was not because he has a personal problem with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, neither Gideon Moi, but because he realized that One Kenya Alliance was going to join Azimio la Umoja. And according to him, Raila Odinga have been a politician that have thrived in deceit. So William Ruto really celebrated this part because you know what? Their critic, their strongest political opponent, according to them, is none other than the man from Bondo, 77-year-old Raila Odinga. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto have a problem with Azimio la Umoja? Ruto cannot join Azimio la Umoja for one thing. Because he knew very well that in Azimio la Umoja, it is already a coordinated movement that with its own objectives that have already been laid out. He cannot be Raila Odinga's running mate because of the regional balance. So that also came out very open that of course he's not there. That is really what we've seen partly in summary of Musalia Mudavadi's speech in that Azimio, in that Bomas of Kenya and NDC. So let's point out some few observations here. When Kalonzo Musyoka and Gideon Moi and Jimmy Wanjigi were walking out from the Bomas of Kenya, Moses Masika Wetangula followed them. And I remember, if you listen, there is a clip that is going viral where Kalonzo Musyoka was telling, I think Wetangula was asking Kalonzo where they are going, why they leaving, and Kalonzo was telling him, but bro, this politics of deceit must come to an end. So the truth is, they walked out of that study, they walked out of Bomas of Kenya in protest. So secondly is the presence of William Kabogo. Now, William Kabogo is a member of Mount Kenya Unity Forum. There is Mount Kenya Unity Forum, then there is the Mount Kenya Foundation. Mount Kenya Foundation is these billionaires that have supported Raila Odinga. Mount Kenya Unity Forum is a group of Central Kenya consciousness that is bringing together William Kabogo, Martha Karua, I think Muturi, and also Moses Kuria and Mwangi Kiunjuri. So the presence of William Kabogo tells you that, of course, is there a possibility? Is he going there to represent Mount Kenya Unity Forum, or is he there in his capacity as a member of Tujibebe party? If you ask me, the list, if William Kabogo is called by President Uhuru Kenyatta and asked to choose between Raila and Ruto, I think Kabogo will run very fast and go to Azimio la Umoja. So in my own perspective, I think Kabogo is there as the eye of Azimio la Umoja. Take it from me, William Kabogo is going to join Raila Odinga. Lastly, there is this other thing that came out that I want us to point it out. The issue of Raila betrayal. The issue of Raila being a state project. Now, this is a narrative that already was peddled by Musalia Mudavadi. And I don't know whether it was by design or it was just coincidence that in his speech, he decided to talk about this. But do you think that really, if you look at that speech, Mudavadi was really trying to hit out and to slam Raila Odinga? Do you think that in event that Musalia works with William Ruto, can he be the presidential candidate? Of course, if he becomes the presidential candidate, that will be his second time. If he becomes running mate, that will be his third time. Or William Ruto is going to pick him as the running mate. When I come back, I'll do more critical analysis on the Bomas of Kenya earthquake and the political matrix if William Ruto works with Musalia Mudavadi.